Meet this man. Let's call him Mr. Y. This is an appropriate name because soon you'll be asking yourself, why am I following the story of Mr. Y? Already Mr. Y is having trouble. He has a meeting today in the park at 7 p.m. and, as you see, he is having some trouble waking up from his nap. What time is it in the life of Mr. Y? Ah, thank you. You needn't know what the meeting is for. Let me assure you it is not all that important. Even if it was, it would hardly matter, for the man Mr. Y is meeting with will not show up. Mr. Y is not special, certainly not today. He has little in the way of monetary resources, few friends, and even fewer prospects. Mr. Y is not a gifted scientist or mathematician. He has no talent for poetry, writing, or music. Mr. Y hasn't got the knack for business. He hasn't the ambition for politics, the aptitude to be a craftsman, or the brain for invention. He can't care for others like a doctor, nor is he capable of lying like a lawyer. But don't feel bad for Mr. Y, for I think you will find he is a strong individual, and while he hasn't found it yet, he won't find it today, and most likely not tomorrow. The world has a place for Mr. Y. Mr. Y is now checking the few remaining funds in his bank account. Watch as he shrugs off the rejected job applications in his email and tactfully avoids the notice of eviction. Mr. Y does not look like that man, and he never will. If he did, he wouldn't be Mr. Y. Let us digress for a moment away from what Mr. Y is doing, for as you can see, it is very little. Instead, let's talk about why we're watching it. It is impossible to capture the true nature of life on film. Life has no true nature. Everyone's life is different. Yet artists for years have been trying to capture some non-existent truth. They seek to capture an ultimate image of reality. The story of Mr. Y is a gap in the grander image of reality, a reality whose holes you would think have been all filled up. The one element binding together all stories is conflict. Mr. Y's story has a conflict. Mr. Y is supposed to have a meeting with a man who is not there. Perhaps it is not the most thrilling of conflicts, but it is there nonetheless. What will Mr. Y do? He will wait. By watching him, we gain some insight into our own lives. At some point, we all must wait. This waiting will not kill us. Indeed, we will learn patience from the waiting. But we will also learn that by waiting for others for too long, we may be missing our own lives. So I hope you will root for Mr. Y, even though you don't know him, even though he's not special, even though he doesn't have a job, or money, or a girlfriend, or even an apartment with more than one room. Mr. Y may have missed a belt loop. Mr. Y may have dropped his phone, which, without service, is similar to a clock. Mr. Y may turn his underwear inside out tomorrow to further prolong doing his laundry. But do not worry, for Mr. Y is not thinking about any of these things. Instead, Mr. Y is thinking about you. That's right, you. Mr. Y is wondering what conflicts are affecting your life. How will you handle them? I bet when you look close enough, it's quite similar to Mr. Y, who will now choose to get off the bench and continue his life.